Now, the broad-based Black Economic Empowerment Act is intended to address the legacy of apartheid and to promote the economic participation for those who have been previously excluded. The court ruled that Kubayi-Ngubane acted within her powers. But we're joined now by Kallie Kriel, who's the CEO of AfriForum. Thanks so much for your time this morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning to you, ma'am.
Mr. Kriel, firstly, let's just look at the outcome from the High Court and what basis you will be approaching the Constitutional Court on.
Well, we believe that it's lawful to bring a system to use 9.2 of the Constitution. The fact there are two different sets of values. One, where race can be with regard to Article 9.2 of the Constitution. But when you have a crisis in a country and you have a program that is specifically aimed at alleviating the COVID crisis, then you cannot use the racial criteria. It's two different issues. Because the fact is the COVID-19 virus does not discriminate on the basis of race. Neither should help. The fact is that there are thousands of small businesses struggling for survival. These businesses are owned by both black and white people, thousands of them. And it's unthinkable that you are going to say to some, we are willing to help, and to others, you are not, simply on the grounds of race. We believe need should be the deciding factor.
Look at the amount to be awarded, capped at 50,000. Doesn't it then make sense to allocate that to the most disadvantaged, who we are told in this instance may still likely be black businesses at this stage?
It's important that you use the word most likely, because it means that race is not an exact criterion. With this fact, we have an exact criterion. Businesses have to hand in their bank statements. So government can determine exactly who are those in desperate need. And if that criterion of race is correct, then of course, if you use need, the most businesses that would be helped would be black, but that would not be because of their race, it would be because of their need. And we say in this instance, it's like a shipwreck. If you're going to come to a shipwreck to save people and you have literally hundreds of people shouting for help that are going to drown, then you provide help to those that need help. And you don't decide, I'm not going to throw this life-saving equipment to you simply because of your race. We believe that kind of approach is immoral.
Principle in the Constitution will you be basing your arguments on?
Well, I think the right to dignity, it infringes on dignity to say, we know you are in trouble, we're not going to help you. We also base it on the right to equality. And as we say, Article 9.2 in the Constitution that allows racial discrimination was written, and it says exactly it can be used to rectify discrimination of the past. But this COVID-19 fund is not to rectify discrimination of the past. This COVID-19 fund is to help people that are in trouble due to the COVID virus, and people from all communities are in trouble. The tragedy is this COVID-19, for the first time in a long time, gives all of us in this country a common enemy, which we can fight together. And it's unfortunate that this opportunity to work together was thrown away by government by bringing in a racial agenda into something that is too serious to play politics in.
So if we look at the BBBEE Act, and it of course is based on codes of good practice. So other than the law, just looking at the current crisis, do you not find it acceptable then that these businesses who will be assisted, given the glaring disparities that we usually see under normal circumstances, would be given preference to receive that 50,000 Rand capped amount?
I think we believe all businesses should be helped. Of course, black businesses. If you're speaking about disparities, then use the criterion that shows what the disparities are. And those criteria is the financial situation of such a business. You might have a very rich, empowered person that will be able to survive, but then would be helped simply because they are black. And we are saying help those in need. And of course, the majority of them we know would be black.
So from here on, what's the way forward? Because I do understand, if I'm not mistaken, there are plans afoot. I think the Freedom Front Plus announcing that they will be starting a sort of fund. Do you know anything about that? And also just looking at, again, racial classification as a basis to assist.
Well, no, I've only saw their program in the news. I don't know the specifics of that. But our view would be in the time of crisis, then use the crisis as criterion. If people are suffering, if they are going to die, their business are going to die, then help them because their business is in trouble. Do that. So denying somebody that needs medical help, don't do it. It seems we can help people that need help.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave that interview there with Mr. Kallie Kriel, the CEO of AfriForum. We were talking about their decision to approach the Constitutional Court to set aside the ruling of the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria regarding government's application of the Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment Act in funding businesses in the tourism sector during the COVID-19 crisis. And AfriForum saying that race should not be a basis for assessing the criteria to help these businesses.